Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Release with Ease. I am your host, Edith Bekis, and this show was brought to you by Bold Brave TV. In this episode, we are going to meet with your spirit guides. If you've been here last week, then you know I already asked you to prepare some questions because you will have the opportunity to meet them and ask questions from them. And they're going to answer you, obviously, because that's why they are here to support you on your journey. And first, I would like to explain who are the spirit guides, how we usually connect with them. And then at the 30 past minutes, we're going to do the meditation, which also starts with the samadhi meditation, which we already practiced earlier. And from the samadhi, we're going to enter higher dimensions with the help of the Supreme Pure Consciousness and having the visitation with the spirit guides. So who are the spirit guides? Some of them can be your family members, but some of them are just a very skilled person who's actually offering their help from the other side. Why is it so important to have help from the other side? Think about dimensions. We are in the 3D world, 3 dimension. They are in higher dimensions. So what does it mean? The higher dimension can interact easily in the lower dimensions without the lower dimension actually have any sense of it. So I just give you a very small example how you can imagine that. So we are in 3D. What is smaller dimension from 3D is 2D. So 2D, for example, a piece of paper, right? So if you look at a cartoon, is 2D, is two-dimensional. So in the cartoon, can be two-person talking, having their situation. And if you draw something in that situation or to them, they will be surprised that something is appearing suddenly in their sphere or like wherever they are, right, in their space, but they don't know where is it coming from because they can't sense you in the 3D reality because they don't even know that realities exist. So they just see that something surprisingly happened and it's like miracle, right, for them. So that's how we experience higher dimensional interactions within 3 dimension, that some certain miracles, certain appearance happening, certain situations happening which we cannot explain because the higher dimensional beings like spirit guides can interact in that way. I can tell you a couple of stories from my life, and it's just so funny. One of them was when actually I went shopping, and I even made a YouTube video about it, like how to do shopping with spirit guides. So basically, I went shopping, and I was looking for a specific object, a specific clothing, and I knew what color I wanted, what size, and then it was for my daughter, so it had to be on the child department, whatever. So I was there scrolling around, I was just walking along, looking at all the shelves, every clothing, and I was like, there is not even anything which is close to that material or close to that color. So I started to get frustrated, and then I just said, oh, please help me, I need that. Please help me, spirit guides, I need that pants. And then as I was walking back to the same path where I was coming from, suddenly there was a pants there just next to the others, like not even on a hanger, but just like dropped on a side. And then I picked it up because it was the right color and the right texture, and everything was right. The size, everything was right about that pants. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I haven't seen this when I was going that way. Now I'm coming back and it's there. And it was just one piece. There was nothing around which was similar, and the size was exactly the size of my daughter. So it was really magical. And then I started to smile. And then I was also looking for some socks, but I went first to the adults department and I didn't like any of the socks. And so while I was standing there with the pen smiling, I was like, and where can I find some socks for her? So then I suddenly felt like which direction I had to go. And then I find exactly the socks she wanted to have with the specific edges and whatever. So I was like, oh my God, this is insane. This is so great. Thank you so much. So that was the occasion where I did it. But then I realized that it's so easy to ask and that it's so easy to receive. We just have to tune into that belief and tune into that accepting those helps basically from them. And there was another situation when I asked them to just give me a sign because I was worried about something, and I was like, give me a sign that everything is going to be fine. And I was in an Uber, so we were going fast in a car, and suddenly a whole wall of a painting appeared like in one of the side of a building, and it was a huge rainbow. And I was like, oh my God, this is my sign. Thank you so much. And then I was just like, oh, it's yeah, it could be maybe coincidence, right? And I was like, oh, you know what would be great? I said to my daughter, she was sitting next to me in the car, and I was like, you know what would be great if I see a peacock now, because that's my spirit animal. And then in that moment, I looked out of the window, and suddenly we passed by a gate, and the gate had written on it like a huge capital letters, peacock. So it wasn't a picture of the peacock, but it was literally written there. And I was like, oh my God, this is insane. So this is how synchronicities works. This is how you feel like, serendipity. This is how you feel aligned with higher dimensions. And this is how we can believe that basically our reality is kind of like an illusion, and everything is already done, already created. We're just choosing with every decision which reality we step into, and which future we choose for ourselves from the existing futures which were already created for you, right? So this is really enjoyable thing to do. I really love that, knowing that everything is temporary and you can change things just through communication with the higher dimension, just to accept always the best for yourself, basically being on that high vibe, and just feeling great about and gratitude for things what's happening around you, and being tuned in, tapped into those vibrations. So another thing I wanted to explain about the spirit guides is that how we're going to visit them. So because they are in a higher vibration, we need to raise our vibration to visit them. So that's why we are starting with the Samadhi meditation. So if you've been here on my episodes, then we already practiced that, and it's a very powerful meditation. We're going into a transcendental state, because that's where we can actually also get into those higher dimensions, and we activate the 8th chakra, which is again opening up the karma vortex and your multidimensional existence. So basically you start feeling like you are not just this 3-dimensional person, but you are a soul, a spirit who's actually much bigger, more expanded, and then that's how you need to be to get into those higher vibrations and to understand what's going on. It's not something like they can talk, right? It's telepathic. Everything, all communication basically with higher dimension is telepathical communication. It's just you need to be clear on what you want to ask, basically, and so take your time to come up with some questions, or if you're struggling with something, basically make sure you can address that, and then what help you need, because it's very powerful. They can give you really great guidance, and you just going to use that, wherever you need that. And then this meditation is also available on my YouTube channel in a playlist, so you can also go there and visit it later on anytime, or come back to this episode, basically, because you can visit them every day. You can visit them every day and ask them always certain questions which is maybe bothering you. But when you practice the meditation enough time, I would say you more tune in to the higher dimensions, then you're going to be able to channel solutions yourself. You don't always need to ask spirit guides, obviously, because you're going to have the same connection to the source, or you're going to have the same experience to tap into those energies, and see which future path you want to take, or which is the right decision for you. Basically, you can do that by yourself as well, but while you are not there yet, while you are not there spiritually, and you are unable to channel the right answers for yourself, until that, it's really a great idea to actually visit spirit guides and communicate with them what is the best direction for you. Okay, so with the Samadhi meditation, so basically we're going into that delta brain waves, when you're gonna get boosted some of your hormones, so you're gonna be more focused, a kind of person, a better person. Also, you're gonna have a better sleep, you're gonna be in a better mood, and also having a more vital body just doing the meditation. So when you transcend, and then we also need to practice forgiveness, because forgiveness is really important for purity. You need to purify your energy before entering those dimensions. And also the to get through those dimensions, we also need to enter the laws of the universe. And there are many laws of the universe, but we're going to enter the laws of the karma, the laws of the truth, basically to get into those higher dimensions and be having this visitation. So it's not something like you just do it easily. You need to go through a procedure. You need to go through these steps to get there, basically to get into those higher dimensions. And you can bring back the skills or what they give you, or basically the information what you get from them, and you can use it in your everyday life. So the other thing I wanted to mention is that these meditations are very important to do on a daily basis if you want to get to the point that you can channel yourself, right? And there is also a situation when it's not just the spirit guides, the other side, who can help you. There are many other beings, for example, also the ascended masters. So you can have a similar visitation to ascended masters and receive also help from them, skills, also blessings and healing. Ascended masters are also doing healings when you visit them. So with a similar meditation, you can have a visitation to ascended masters. You need to call upon the specific master to visit them, and you can also do that on a daily basis. And then there is other high dimensional beings like angels. Obviously, you can call upon angels, so you don't need to go to higher dimension to visit them. They come basically to you. So you can channel from angels also many things. You can channel answers, you can channel also healings, everything, many situations. It depends on which angel you're calling upon. Like you have your angels, you can call upon your angels for healing, but you can also call upon archangels. So for example, we worked with Archangel Gabriel at the last episode because it was about the cord cutting, and because Michael. So Archangel Michael has a sword, and then we called upon him at the last episode to cut the cords, right? But if you want to call upon, for example, Archangel Gabriel is for speaking up, speaking your truth, is helping you actually to liberate your throat chakra. So if you have issues about that, thyroid issues or blockages around your throat chakra, you can call upon Archangel Gabriel. You just invite him into your space, and then you tell him what kind of help you need, basically. And another archangel who's really helpful is Uriel. Uriel Archangel can channel you information. So basically you can write a letter to Uriel and then wait for the answer, but you write the answer as well yourself. But it's like you channeling the answer. And this is so cute, so nice to do this, because you feel like when you writing down the answer, it's not you. You can see the difference, that is not, you wouldn't say those words, or you wouldn't use that kind of phrases. And so it's how it works with Archangel Uriel. I highly recommend you to get a notebook if you want to take notes, if you haven't done it yet, because I'm giving you lots of options here and advices how to connect with the other side, basically, and how to get these helps. So with Uriel, you start writing your question, that dear Archangel Uriel, please come to me now. I need your help. And then you start writing the question. And then you pull a line, and then you start writing your answer, like calling you, like dear, blah, blah, blah. You're saying your name, and then you start writing the answer, whatever comes through you. And then you will feel like this is weird a bit, because I wouldn't say those words, I wouldn't use that phrase. So it's you're gonna feel it's not you. You're gonna feel it's coming from somewhere else, and it's gonna give you an assurance about your situation, some guidance, some empowerment. It's basically like channeling your higher self, similar feeling or similar experience, basically, but it's coming through Uriel. You have to know that the angels is using the energy of the source. So when they work with healing energies, or when they work with channeling, they also channel source, and then they also use the source energy. So for energy, let's talk about Archangel Raphael. He's the healing angel, and he also brings the healing from source, and the energy he brings is the green light. So when you actually call upon Archangel Raphael, then you invoke green light energy for your personal healing. So we are going to talk about it more after the break, and then we are also going to talk about more the meditation which will come up. And take your time to write down your questions to your spirit guides, because it's going to be an amazing experience. So I am coming back soon. You are watching Release with Ease, and I am your host, Edith Bekis, and see you after the break. Hello, welcome back to Release with Ease. I am your host, Edith Bekis, and this show was brought to you by Bold Brave TV, and we are going to meet with your spirit guides. So if you joined late, this is what's going to happen today. So come up with a question or whatever you're frustrated about and you want some guidance, because we're going to go through a very deep meditation meeting with the spirit guides in a higher dimension, where you can ask basically questions from them. They are either your your soul family members, or they are either some other skilled person basically who's watching over you and always ready to help you. And now this time we're going to go in a higher dimension to visit them. So we're going to use the samadhi meditation for that, to stepping into those energies first. And if you haven't seen any of my episodes before, or you don't know how we do the samadhi, just quickly I want to tell you the details, so you're not feeling like some very uncertain about it. So we start first with the chakras. We're gonna spin up all the 7 chakra in the bodies, basically the energy centers from the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart chakra, throat chakra, third eye, and the crown. And then also we're going to activate the 8th chakra, which is the chakra of your aura. And then we activate the pineal gland. And after that, we're going into that transcendental state, which is really calming. It's like a theta delta brainwaves where you're going to be. And that's when we are going to that's when I'm going to start guide you more deeper with the help of the super conscious to going into higher dimension and have the visitation with the spirit guides. And I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to stay with them connected and getting that information what you need. And this is going to be maybe around 5 minutes, but it's so funny because you feel like you've been there for 20 minutes and this in reality is just going to be like 5 minutes, but it's going to be enough for you, don't worry. And then so that's going to be today, and it's a very powerful. So get ready with your questions. And I also recommend you to do it either laying down or seated up straight. Make sure that your spine is straight, and then because that's the energy can flow through better, the prana energy. And then if you're driving, I highly recommend you to park your car and then do the meditation with us. And then after the meditation, get out of the car and then, just walk around a bit, fresh up yourself so you're not feeling so sleepy, to continue driving, because you can feel a bit sleepy because you are in delta brainwaves or theta brainwaves, basically. So it's not the best for driving. And this is what we're going to do. Another thing I wanted to just explain, because might you haven't seen that where are actually the pineal gland. So here is your brain, let's say, and then the crown chakra is on the top, right? And here is the 8th chakra above the crown. And then basically you invoke the light through the crown, but into the cerebellum. So here is your cerebellum. So first we're going to invoke the light into the cerebellum, and then from the cerebellum to the pineal gland. Okay, cerebellum is a bit bigger. So the pineal gland is next to the cerebellum, but it's kind of in the middle of the brain. So basically then you're going to put all the light from the cerebellum into the pineal gland. So that's when you activate it. And that's when the magic happens, basically. So you're just imagining that you're putting all the light there, and then it's going to be fired up, and then you feel the transcendental state. What does it mean feeling transcendental state? It's like going underwater. So above water is, everything noisy, everything feels like a bit overwhelming or too much. And then when you go underwater, it's just so quiet and calm, peaceful. So that's what you're going to experience with this. Like first you're going to have the monkey mind, thinking about all kinds of things. But when you reach that phase, basically, that you transcend, it's going to be really quiet there and very peaceful. And you don't need to force yourself to stop thinking, because your thoughts just going to disappear. So this is the easiest way actually to get into transcendental state, and then enjoy that peaceful moments. And it's not kind of like an escape. I wouldn't call it an escape, because when you do certain meditations and you just want to quiet the monkey mind, you do that for a couple of minutes, right? You do it for 20 minutes, and then you go back to the normal way of being, because you just forced yourself to be quiet a bit, and then you go back to the normal life. But if you do it this way, to the transcendental meditation way, that you transcend, then because of the hormonal productions, you also going to change the way when you come out of the meditation, how you're going to react to certain situations, how you're going to live your life, how you're going to end up doing things. So it's going to transform your life. It's not just an escape for a temporary time and then going back to the old things. No, it's going to actually start transforming your life through those changes in the hormonal production, and that's going to affect you, basically how you think, how you make your decisions, and what choices you make, how you react in certain situations. So that's going to actually slowly transforming your life, because you're going to have different awareness about everything around you, and you're also going to start be better with channeling. So as I said, if you do this meditation more often, later you don't need to go to the higher dimension to visit the spirit guides. You can just connect straight to source for the information what you need and for the support. So that's why it's so great. We are going to start the meditation earlier because it's a long meditation, so I want to finish it up before actually the episode ends. So we're going to start now. So get ready, please, and close your eyes. Relax your body, breathe evenly. With every inhale, you inhale peace. With every exhale, you exhale toxins. Do this 4 to 5 times. Inhale peace, exhale toxins. Relax your jaw. Relax your shoulders. Relax your arms. Breathe evenly. Bring the energy from Mother Earth to your root chakra. Imagine that your root chakra is a flower bud, and the light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your root chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside, which was carried from lifetime to lifetime, bearing all your past memories, achievements, and failures. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise, with the speed of light, so you don't see the chakra anymore, only a circle. Bring the energy to your sacral chakra now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your sacral chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your solar plexus now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your solar plexus, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your heart chakra now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your heart chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your throat chakra now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your throat chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your third eye now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your third eye, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Bring the energy to your crown chakra now. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your crown chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. And you feel that through your crown chakra, you are connected to the divine, and through your root chakra to the Mother Earth. And between the two is the prana energy inside of you. Bring the energy to your 8th chakra now, which is 6 to 8 inches above your head, the chakra of your aura, soul star chakra. The light strikes the flower bud, opening up the lotus flower of your 8th chakra, cleaning all the petals. And the flower starts swirling with the part of your eternal soul molecule inside. Spin the chakra as fast as you can, clockwise. Now start to inhale from your root chakra towards your 8th chakra and exhale back to your root chakra by your spine. Inhale from your root chakra towards your 8th chakra and exhale back to your root chakra by your spine. Always focus on your 8th chakra. You will experience that your exhalation path is getting shorter and stops above your root chakra. This point is going to be your new inhalation point. And as you continue breathing, this point will move up on your spine and your breath is getting shorter and shorter until it stops for a while. Continue breathing towards your 8th chakra. Every noise besides my voice brings you deeper and deeper. Always focus on your 8th chakra. You can see that there is a ball of light on the 8th chakra. You can even rotate it around. Bring the light from this ball of light into your brain, into your body. See how it's dazzling like a sunrise. Now bring the column of light 4 to 5 times into your brain and accumulate it at the cerebellum, at the back of your brain. You can lift up your chin so the light has a straight path through your crown chakra. And now that you accumulated all the light in the cerebellum, bring the light continuously from the cerebellum into your pineal gland, which is a pea-shaped gland in the middle of your brain. Bring the light continuously, and you will experience the unity with the divine. Bring all the light, and you become one with the Supreme Pure Consciousness. Always one, never separate. Allow yourself to go deeper and deeper. Now I'm going to say the forgiveness prayer, what you can also repeat inside of your mind. Dear Supreme Pure Consciousness, please forgive me for my sins in this lifetime and past lives. And please also forgive to my ancestors' sins in this lifetime and past lives. And feel that it's granted. And now you can say, Supreme Pure Consciousness, I would like to have a visitation with my spirit guides. And now the Supreme Pure Consciousness will take you to the laws of the universe, so you can raise your vibration to the vibrations of the spirit guides in higher dimensions, so you can have the visitation with them. First, you are going to go to the edge of the universe. You can imagine it as a globe. So you are at the edge of the universe. And then now Supreme Pure Consciousness is taking you to the law of truth. And then under law of truth is the law of karma, which is overlapping your Akashic records, which holding your past, present, and future. Take a deep breath. And now see that there is a door in front of you. You can see the color. And I'm going to count from 1 to 10. as you're going to proceed towards the door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Open the door and go inside. There is a tunnel at the other side, and the divine energies will grab you into this tunnel, and you are floating very fast. You see that there is a small opening at the end of the tunnel. You see the light, and you're going faster and faster. And it becomes the end brighter and brighter. And as you reach the end, the divine mist is clearing away, and you meet with your spirit guide. Ask them now. Ask the question. Take guidance from them. I give you some time. Make sure you gather all the necessary answers you need. You can also ask them for blessings. And now get ready to return back. Say goodbye to the spirit guides. Thank them for their guidance and blessings. And now you are going to return from the higher dimensions. You are going to return through the laws of the universe, through Supreme Pure Consciousness, back to your present reality, as I'm going to count from 10 to 1, returning back to your consciousness. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Integrate all the new information. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Welcome back to your reality. Bring your awareness back into your third eye, and you can open your eyes if you feel so. Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it, and then I hope you get the expected answers and the results you wanted. I am really curious, actually, how was it for you? So wherever you're watching me or listening to me, I would really appreciate if you drop me any comments about it. How did you like it? And how was this experience for you? And as I said, I highly recommend it to you to do it often, because it's just for your benefit, right? You get more answers, and then you don't feel so lost in this world, basically. Especially these times, because we are experiencing some very turbulent times now, because we have retrogrades like the Venus in retrograde, Mercury is in retrograde. We also have the eclipse season. So it's like a lot to digest. It's bringing up old traumas, it's bringing up old situations, old people, old partners, or situations with people from old times, like memories. So people is very triggered nowadays, feel all kinds of emotions. Sometimes they can't even explain what they feel or why they feel that way. But this is the time when it's coming up more of these emotions to the surface. And why is it coming up? For resolutions, right? It's coming up for resolutions. And Release with Ease is all about healing. So we are going to do a very powerful healing in the coming episodes. So stay with us, come back in the next weeks, because we're going to do a very deep cleansing from the unconscious mind, releasing all traumas. Until that, what I highly recommend to do with these memories or with these triggers or with these struggles is basically to find a way to forgive, because forgiveness is the answer here. So if you can't forgive, if you are still in rage and anger, then that's when you do the session with me in the couple of weeks, and then that's gonna be the helpful way to forgive. And then until that is just just try to forgive whoever you can in those situations which are coming up right now. And also especially forgiving to yourself, because in many cases what coming up is related to guilt and shame, what mistakes you've done, what failure you caused, and then might not coming back, and then it's hitting you in certain areas of your life. Venus is about relationships and money, finances, so it could be about relationship or finances mostly. And then while it's hitting you and then coming back to you, then it also struggles through Mercury. You should be struggling in travel, also can struggle in technology, and also with communication. And in communication also can be in relationships. So be very careful how you communicate certain things with your partners, in business. Be very conscious about your words. Also count till 10, so you won't react. And then also sleep on it. If you feel like you can't make a decision right now, don't worry about it. It's not really highly recommended to make big decisions during retrogrades. It's more about closing chapters. It's more about letting go things and analyzing, adjusting situations so you can come out better. But still in this, because we have the equinox as well. It's just happened last night, basically. So it's yesterday. Today is also the equinox. What does it mean? It's like, when the day and night is at the same hour length, basically, that's the equinox. Is always representing huge transformation. We're stepping into spring. We also stepping into the new astrological year with the Aries season. So we're going from Pisces being dreamy to the action-oriented Aries. So a lot is happening right now. And then it's actually still, even though we are in retrograde, it's still pushing you to take actions. It's still pushing you to take the steps towards your dreams, but make sure that you are consciously checking on, like, analyzing the situations, and you taking the right steps. Because if you're taking the right steps now, you manifesting big things, and the results you're gonna see in a couple of months' time. Basically, you're planting the seeds now, and then the harvest is coming in the summer, basically. So if you feel empowered, if you feel inspired, if the breadcrumbs are coming from the universe, intuitive thoughts coming, then take action on them and take steps towards your dreams, basically, even though it's retrograde, because it's helping you to make it the right decisions, because it's helping you to look at it from a different perspective when you usually looked at it with the retrograde. You have a different mindset now. So you're going to go more deeper in analyzing things, and you can make better choices this time. So that's why it's highly recommended to plant the seeds now. And with the eclipse season, eclipse again is bringing up lots of pain probably to you now, or some memories, even in dreams. I know from people, from my clients, from my family members, they saying that they have vivid dreams, and the veil is thinning. What does it mean? The veil is thinning is basically you can interact more, like in dreams, and even with the memories, like the past, your past, basically. It's one of the things which you interact more, and in the dream world, as you travel into parallel universes, right? So the very thinning, that's why everything hitting you more, because we talked about it so many times that the time is an illusion. Everything is now. Your past is now. Your future is now. So when the veil is thinning, you feel more your past, which means your inner child healing is much more important at this time, because you feel the pain of your childhood or your inner child due to the veil is thinning. So that's why it's important to understand that this time is the best for also healing, because as soon as they come up, it's the best to release them, to heal them. So that's why I recommend even write them down, like what was in your dream, or what was happening in your childhood, or what's coming up, what is bothering you. Write it down and see, like, how can you forgive, and who do you need to forgive and let it go. And then you can move forward with a lighter heart, basically, and with a lighter spirit, and you can move on towards your dreams. Because what is important is being in a higher vibration, being in a positive mood, being in joy and happiness. That's how you can attract more of those things to you, because you attract who you are, not what you want. So if you're vibrating higher, you attract those higher vibrational things which you wish for. You can wish for all kinds of things, but they only gonna come to you if the frequency matching, right? So you need to raise your vibrations to match the frequency of your vision, of your whatever you want, right? So this is what I wanted to explain you today. And then I highly recommend to take care of yourself. Might you feel also a bit sleepy and tired, and there is a reason for that too, because during resting, what is happening when you rest is basically you listen to the informations coming from the other side. While when you are not resting, you're doing, then you don't have time to listen, because you talking, you acting, you doing, you're not slowing down to listen. So retrograde eclipse season is also slowing down, taking more rest, and listen. So when you listen, that's when the ideas coming through, right? So this is for listening. And also what other thing is happening when you're taking rest and you're not doing is when we're doing, we sometimes create resistance. You are rushing, you doing things, and then you have a certain expectations. Then by that energy, you're creating resistance. So when you are resting more, you're not creating resistance, and then the energies and the universe can come in and take care of those things what you want to take care of or we want to achieve. So it's always highly recommended to take some time off to rest, especially if you feel so, right? Then don't fight against it. So accept it, accept you need resting time, accept you need a bit of time to recuperate, and just listen. And then that's when you can again start connecting with spirit guides, with source, with angels, and you can invite the angels to give you some guidance, give you some healing, give you some help, with Uriel or Raphael. You can do this work together. This is the best time for all of this, because as I said, the veil is thinning. So enjoy this time to experience your multidimensional existence. Enjoy this time to stepping into those layers and stepping into those higher dimensions, as we did with today, basically. But you can do it yourself if you practice, if you tune in, if you allow it to come to you. Then you don't even need to use this meditation. You can do it by yourself, just allowing it to come to you and call it into you. And then you're just going to be surprised that there are so many things you can take care of and you can start doing, and then you can take notes, and then ideas just coming to you. But I highly recommend to do the samadhis, samadhi meditation on a daily basis, to open up more your third eye, to open up more your crown chakra, to get those energies what you need, basically. You can also do the practice which I did one of the episodes, the morning practice, when you strengthening your energy body, so then you feel not that tired, you are a bit more energetic, to also take care of the things what you channeled. So for that, you just invoke again through your crown chakra, you invoke the energies, and that's going to help you to energize yourself more. So there are so many resources around you. There are so many resources and help around you. So you are never alone. You need to understand that. And you need to step into these energies and use them. Okay? So I hope to see you next week. And then we're going to tune into more healing in the coming weeks. And if you also want to join my community, where we do weekly 90 minutes healing and manifestations, and then we also have the meditation library there and courses, then you can check out Release with Ease on School. So it's the same name, Release with Ease, as my show. And I have a school community. I have a 7 days free trial right now, and hope to see you there. We have a very nice people there. You can chat with them, like-minded people who's going through the same thing as you. And when they write testimonials about my group, I always think like, oh, probably they're gonna write about that, how great are the meditations, or how great is the classes, the 90 minutes live class with me. But mostly what they write about is that they love that they are in a community, and they feel that other people is also experiencing the same thing what they are experiencing. They support each other. So for them, is like the community is even feels more important than the knowledge what they get there or the experience they get there. So if you want to be a part of it, then highly recommend you to check it out. Release with Ease on School. School, SKOOL, if you haven't heard of it yet. Not everybody heard of them. School community, yeah, basically you just join, and there are so many amazing places to go there, and we are waiting for you. All right. So thank you so much for being here today, and hope to see you next week. And you were watching Release with Ease. I'm your host, Edith Bekis, and this show was brought to you by Bold Brave TV. Take care, everybody. See you next time.